Welcome back to 6 and 6, where we cover 6 stories from around the world in 6 minutes or less. With that said, start your timer. We begin today in Venezuela, where the ruling party continues to maintain control of the National Assembly, leveraging deep-rooted divisions with the opposition. The opposition's internal conflicts and lack of unified strategy have significantly hindered their ability to effectively challenge the current political regime. This situation has allowed the ruling party to strategically consolidate its legislative power and maintain political dominance. From Reuters, quote, "The cycle of infighting and strategic discord among the opposition has not only hampered their ability to counterbalance the power held by the ruling party, but also has led to a dwindling of the public trust in their capacity for governance." That comes from the article. Next, we go to the southeast of Nigeria, which has experienced approximately 700 deaths since 2021 due to a sit-at-home protest led by the indigenous people of Barafa. These separatist demonstrations have severely disrupted economic activities, school operations, and daily life, with the group advocating for an independent Barafa state. The ongoing conflict between separatists and Nigerian security forces has created a volatile environment marked by frequent violence and community distress, end quote. From Reuters, we have another quote here. "The violence in Nigeria's southeast region that has been linked to the separatist elements is seriously affecting both sides and livelihoods, eroding the social fabric of these communities. Many residents are compelled to shut down businesses in compliance with the sit-at-home orders or out of fear, creating a climate of uncertainty that pervades the region," end quote. Now we go back across the Atlantic to Mexico, where the National Electoral Institute has initiated an investigation into potential political interference ahead of the 2025 judicial elections. The probe focuses on allegations of external pressures potentially compromising the impartiality of the electoral process and the judicial independence. The scrutiny reflects growing concerns about political polarization and the integrity of democratic institutions within Mexico. From Reuters, quote, "The complaints presented before the INE, remember, the National Electoral Institute, have pointed to a growing series of alleged interferences and irregularities, including political pressures being exerted on judicial bodies and attempts to sway decision to benefit certain political interests. The investigation is seen by many as a critical test of the institution's ability to uphold democratic standards and fortify the electoral process against external influences," end quote. The ASEAN Summit is addressing critical region challenges. This is across the Pacific, by the way, focusing primarily on the ongoing political crisis in Myanmar and strategies for economic cooperation. Leaders are exploring ways to facilitate dialogue and peace in Myanmar while simultaneously working to enhance regional trade and investment resilience. The summit aims to outline strategic visions through 2025, emphasizing ASEAN's collective approach to economic and political stability. From Reuters, the situation in Myanmar has been a point of concern not just for ASEAN but on the global stage. Despite various attempts to engage all stakeholders in a meaningful dialogue, the road ahead remains challenging. Achieving tangible progress requires not only strategic patience, but an unwavering commitment to the principles of peace and democracy," end quote. A Sikh charity group in Australia has provided critical food relief by distributing thousands of hot meals for displaced residents. Their volunteers embody the principle of seva, or selfless service, and are working tirelessly to support affected communities. This initiative demonstrates remarkable compassion, offering not just food but also hope and solidarity during a challenging time. From Reuters, in what has become a well-recognized and heartening sign across disaster-stricken regions, volunteers from the Sikh community are upholding the long-standing tradition of langar, community kitchen, by preparing and dishing out thousands of free hot meals. That was a quote from one of the volunteers. And lastly, we go to England, where during a Liverpool football team's title celebration parade, a vehicle struck a group of pedestrians, causing injuries. Local police quickly responded, cordoned off the area, and provided emergency medical assistance. The driver is currently in police custody as authorities investigate the incident. From Reuters, Claire Johnson, a local resident, described the shocking moment, quote, "It was terrifying. 1 minute we were all celebrating, and the next people were screaming and running in every direction. The incident occurred suddenly during the parade, disrupting the festive atmosphere and creating a sense of panic among gathered crowds, end quote. And of course, if you want to check out any of today's articles, read them all in full. The entire article will be linked in the description below that like and subscribe button. Also down there, you can find the podcast on Spotify, Pocket Cast, Podvine, as well as the Twitter handle at YourDailyFlip, where I post links to these episodes on Tuesday and Thursday at noon, and the normal US-based podcast on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So, with all that said, there's only one more thing to say. Stay safe, don't die.